All right. Good morning, everyone. How we doing? Happy Thursday. It's November 13th. NQ gapping lower this morning. We've had pretty much 3 days now within a near-term range. We'll see if we get the break today, but the RTH chart here really tells the story, if you ask me. Looking at the sideways action, Tuesday entirely within Monday's range, and then Wednesday we did open up outside of Monday's range, but just immediately within the first 5 minutes, immediately back within that range. Now, this morning, where we at? We're down near 500. We're down near prior day low. So we want to see basically our buyer's going to step in to defend this area of support, or are we going to be testing that 400 level of interest, maybe the weekly open down at 320? Pretty much main focus for this morning. We're right here at prior day low 488. Level of interest is right there at 500. We've got some decent volume here ahead of the bell. So I'm very curious to see if buyers are going to step in right off the open or if we're going to see another flush like yesterday. Makes the main focus for this morning quite simple. We want to see the reaction here at 500 and the prior day low. And basically, the idea is treating this as a near-term range. Are we going to see a breakdown of this near-term range? Test 400, test the weekly open maybe, test 250? Or is this going to be like a look beneath support and then a quick reclaim up into 500? That's the game plan. Depending on the reaction here in the first 5 to 10 minutes, will kind of determine what I'll be doing this morning. I do like the longs above 500 if we can hold above. Otherwise, if we can't, if we see continued weakness below 500 beneath prior day low, I'll more than likely, per my usual plan, be hands off until post 10 a.m. and a test of some downside level. So that's the game plan. Pretty simple. You can see the resistance here at 800. That was yesterday. Big sell this morning, or excuse me, yesterday afternoon, and very, very well, that'd be late last night. Last night, the bounce fails to really show any continuation back up into 800. So sellers may be starting to step in again. We'll see. At the open in 30 seconds. And there's the open. There's our 500 area being tested. Look at the gap lower. Actually, an unfilled gap here just beneath 450. So price right off the open and rejecting that prior day low, coming into overnight low, 435. Not looking at any overnight low spring this morning, personally, based on the current structure. CPI did not come out today. Yeah, I thought we would have it. Government reopened yesterday. It was scheduled. I saw it in FinViz as well, but alas, no CPI this morning. We'll see if we have PPI tomorrow. PPI is scheduled for tomorrow, so government doesn't work so fast. Yeah, that's for sure. So this opening 5-minute bar closes up here, 90 seconds. RTY pretty strong off the open. And Q new low of day. Looks like this 5-minute bar will close flat on the lows. Here comes 25,400. We're also into an RTH gap right here. Good volume coming in now. Let's see. See where buyers have any interest. We've got a gap that's showing follow through. So for me, a good rule of thumb is to wait till 10 a.m. Fresh lows being made. 10 minutes in, still cash per plan. Just chilling. Here comes the weekly open at 320. There's RTY into the lows. Nice rejection at VWAP on RTY. ES pressing the lows. Structure breakdown on NQ. Near-term range breakdown. Here's the weekly open at 320. Then your level of interest beneath this is 250. Look at that bounce. Wow. So wide candle right there. Opening 15-minute bars, getting ready to close. Quite bearish to start the morning. NASDAQ coming into that weekend gap, that Sunday night gap. Right through here. Right there. Nicely aligns with our 250 level of interest. Oh, Mario's riding that short. Gabe, you got that short also. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. The breakdown play. Retest of 320. And about 12 more minutes till 10 a.m. BJ trailed 320. That was a good trail, if you ask me. Gabe, nice work. Ten till 10. So this 320 down into 250 area stays on watch. Their Sunday night open. It's their first green 5-minute bar of the morning so far. Am I still cash? I'm not still cash. I tried a little nibble right down there. Tight trail, tight trail. Fading that pre 10 a.m. directional move. Decent spot for it, though, I think. So we'll see how this 320 continues to build. Yeah, the reclaim of 320. I'm already out, though. I trailed super tight on that one. Any trades I take before 10 a.m. that are against the primary move of the morning have to be trailed very, very aggressively. Basically looking for quick momentum, quick reversal, or I cut it. So one more attempt on this idea would have been worthwhile. It did end up going right away on that second attempt, but I didn't go for it. And Q getting back in a 400 level of interest. And about 6 minutes till 10 a.m. Little reject there at 400. Let's see. Buyer's back in it. See how 400 is going to be treated again. If we can get some action above 400 with a little structure entry, I'll definitely consider that. Keep in mind, we're still within the context of that near-term range breakdown. Let's check this intraday fib. Was that the 50? Oh, 61. Perfect test of the 61. And we are 2 minutes till 10 a.m. No data. Good volume this morning. Mario flipped a bull. QQQ reclaimed VWAP. I'm watching 400. And here comes 10 a.m. A little indecision here. Five minutes showing a little bit of exhaustion there. Still has 3.5 minutes before it closes. Just noticed session volume point of control shifted lower. 367. Now we're getting back into 320. 320. RTY pressing the lows. So if this 320 area fails again, watch for the session low and then 250. A good rejection at the 400 level of interest with the fib sell zone within the context of a near-term range breakdown on NQ. See how this area is going to be treated. 25,320. That's the weekly open. Decent reference point. Let's get an update on our higher time frame structure. Yeah, we're still down in this area. So decent little bounce there. Right back into that 400 area. Let's see if we get a change of character here. Need a break of 415, 418. Let's get right into here. Here it comes. 410. Let's see. It's trying. That'd be a good time to lift those trails if you grabbed any 320 longs. See what we can get out of this thing. Tried another very aggressive long there up there at 400. Took a stop on that. Thankfully, it's just a partial because I got some of the position off. But we're back in at 320 and Q into overnight low. So I'm going to trail this just beneath 410 here. I want to see a clean break of overnight low right now. Then we can go prior day, basically session high, prior day low, 500 level of interest, session high area. %60 fib stacked right there with 320. Was that from the, I guess you're drawing the fib on the bounce then. It sounds like. Is that right? Here comes my trail. 25408.75 is the trail. Basically, I'll give it a little bit of breathing room for this previous lower high to be retested and hold, but not too much. Okay, so decent right there. Now we need a break of 445. I can lift the trail just a little bit if we get it. These are the trades I like. They just leave my entry point right away. Might see the trail get taken here. NQ's fighting that overnight low. You have ES into the overnight low as well. There we go. It looks better. Can we get a break of 445? So I'll lift the trail ever so slightly, basically 413. Very nice. Look at that. And I'm going to throw an order out just ahead of prior day low. We'll call it 484.75. I'm going to start to trail more tightly here. I'm going to trail 438. Starting to get into session highs, prior day low, upside level of interest where I would expect a seller to reattempt. So I don't want to give back too much of these gains. You got VWAP there as well. So we're trailing 438. Oh, here it is. Almost. Held on by a few ticks. There we go. We are out. We are out. Not bad. Not bad. So the initial long was at 320. That was pre 10 a.m. I trailed it very aggressively because it was that pre 10 a.m. Oh man, I got taken out to the tick right there. Are you kidding me? That's a bummer. Let me make sure I don't have that resting order still. Okay. Anyway, the initial long 320. It's a weekly open, decent reference point. We saw some buyers attempting there. So I join them, see if we could get some momentum, a little bit of a bounce. Doesn't go right away. So I just trail it, just per my system. 400 looks like it's attempting to be reclaimed as we get into 10 a.m. And so I joined with the microstructure right there. It's a very aggressive entry type. Really don't recommend that sort of entry. Thankfully, I was able to get out of partials, as you can see, but then stopped on the rest. So put me small red on the day, and then we just get back in at 320 for the bounce. And that's the main win for the morning. We going up 300 more ticks? What do you mean you out? I don't have a crystal ball like you, Jay. So enjoy. I'm just here trading my system. Yeah, the fortune tellers. They always like to try and dunk in the chat. We could compare year-to-date P&L. NQ coming into 4488, prior day low, 500 level of interest. Let's see if sellers step in right here. The breakdown point this morning, 500. And almost a session high. As expected, there's the seller right there in that 500 prior day low VWAP zone. Target would have been hit, of course. Taken out to the tick with the management there. Still pretty nice. What do we do? 330 up into 440, 110 points. Not bad. Not bad. Tough spot here now. My preference would be action above 25,500, getting back into that near-term structure. Some pretty good two-way trading this morning. Yeah, PJ. That's solid. And that was a nice rejection. And we're coming back into 400. So I'm a little more cautious now. We've retested the breakdown point, and sellers were right back there again. How's everyone's morning so far? How are we doing? Almost 1 hour into the day, into the morning. Gabe, stressful morning. What happened? Kevin Green, Monty Green, Rich locked out. Nice work. PJ 1-1. Good stuff. Mike 50 points. Solid. Nicole Green. Gabe riding the short right now. Nice. Teak Green. Solid. Buyers responding at 400 there. No re-entry for me. Preference right now would be action above 500, back into the prior day's range, back into that near-term range for the week, 500 by 850, or like to see some response back down into this area. And rolling over right there at 400. Bot just hit PT1 on the short. Pratik 6840 short. Yeah, that looks good there. Up thrust, prior day low, overnight low, VWAP, good confluence on ES right there for the short re-entry. It's all good though. There will be another entry. It's all good. That looks nice though. I like the trades with heavy confluence like that. Those are my favorite. Good volume in ES this morning. Always another trade. Yep. An important reminder. What you don't want to do is start chasing something because you have FOMO or because you hesitated and missed your entry. That is a slippery slope to even more frustration, blown accounts. Just on to the next, on to the next. Always on to the next. All right, officially 1 hour into the sesh. I might be done for the morning. See how this next kind of 30 minutes shapes up. I gotta meet my CPA here in like an hour. Not really looking forward to that, but it's got to be done. Death and taxes can't avoid them. Yeah, that's true. That is true. That is true. RTY session lows. All right, PJ, take care, man. Nicely done. Main Q getting interesting again here. 25,320. The area to watch. That'd be the third test this morning. Do I want to try it again or wait for lower? I kind of want to just wait for lower. Still have that unfilled gap right here. Reason is because we're still within the context of near-term range breakdown. So potentially shifting from neutral, right? This is sideways into something that is more bearish. Weight of the evidence. There's 320 again. I'm staying patient. Like I just said, third test of this area. It's already been, I mean, it's been a nice, pretty nice morning. Would be better if I didn't take that aggressive second entry. But it's part of the game. Gabe. Gabe, it may be time to shut it down, man. You sound stressed. Take a little break before you do some damage. Oh, man. Oh, well, in that case, Godspeed. Realize trailing drawdown on Project X. Yeah, that feature is so good. I love that feature. Wow, is APT going to hit PT3? It's way down there. 250. Coming into the lows. Glad I didn't try 320 again. In no man's land now? Yeah, it's getting into... Oh, so I got the executions up. Let's see this. There we go. It's getting into this 250. That's the gap from Sunday night. 250 level of interest. We got some volatility this morning, though. November 9th gap, yeah. So Sunday night. No new low of day made just yet. See him flush the low already. All right, Gabe, let's see it. Getting there. Getting in there. All right, Mario. Nice work today, man. See you tomorrow. It's already Friday tomorrow. Yeah, Gabe's got to be up huge. Just trying to get that buffer taken care of on what was it? The futures desk. New low of day. Coming into the gap now. If we see 240, the bot will close. its biggest trade that I've seen in a while. Come on. Come on. Oh, consistency rule, Gabe. Yeah, the man, some of those straight to funded accounts almost aren't worth it with the consistency rule. It's almost better to just slog through the evals, past the evals, so you don't have that consistency. 20% is crazy, man. It's like the market, the market is not like that in real life. Returns are lumpy. And you can get base hits every day, but sometimes you're going to have a big winner, and a lot of these firms essentially punish you for maximizing those trades. It's crazy. You don't get to execute your trades like you want. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I'd almost like I said, I think I'd rather just spend the extra few days, even if it's like a week, go through the eval and get the more favorable consistency. Especially I like Lucid. I know it's 20%. Yeah, APT just nailed a massive trade. Massive, massive trade. Let's see how the gap is just about filled right here. Let's see. Just double check. It's the high. 228.25. Only straight to fund worth it is per dia. 10 trading days, 5 winning days, and reach profit target. I got to look at that. There's no consistency, sounds like. Yeah, that's solid. I got to check that out. Right now, I seem to have found a trade copier that works decently. And so right now I'm looking to basically accumulate many, many accounts and link them all. So far, I think like a week and a half in with this trade copier, it's been solid. Definitely better than my experience with Trade Syncer. What do you think about Perdia Capital? Gabe is saying it's solid. I've not used them. Top three for me are Take Profit Trader for the daily payouts. Top Step, obviously, is going to be, it's always going to be one of the main players, one of the top three. And then for the third slot, it would either be Lucid or Tradeify are really solid, just as far as like ease of payouts and everything like that. Speed, no BS, quickness, NASDAQ, we're watching this 250 area. There's a gap fill, Sunday night gap being filled here. Alpha Futures is a Gabe. Have you heard of Alpha Futures? That's another one I keep seeing. They look solid, but I don't know how legit they are. You have 3 accounts? Okay, nice. Whoa, Jacob, that's huge, man. That's huge. Congrats. That may be the first official APT prop firm payout. You got to post on Winwall if you get a sec in the think tank. That's epic. Heck yeah. So far, no bounce from this area. Watching 250. I've got a max of 10 more minutes here before I got to hop off. So let's see. Next level of interest. Yeah, I believe it's the 100. Yeah, 100. I would just be using that for target setting, not necessarily even grabbing longs. It's like ES is into the 6,800 level of interest. Fresh lows. No buyer. No buyer there. I think that's a wrap for me. Yeah, I think I call it there. We are 2 for 3 on the morning. Yeah, well done, Gabe, man. Keep riding that thing. So late morning, I mean, I got a meeting here, so I'm not going to be able to be watching the markets, but for any late morning trades, I would be looking for market structure opportunities above 250. Otherwise, this thing is bearish down into 25 100. Keep an eye on your higher time frames, 15 30 minute, and just pointing straight down. Remember the context this morning was near term range, and we come into the morning and the near term range basically immediately breaks down off the open. So we go from neutral to bearish on the near term range breakdown. I'll be talking about this in the coaching session after the close today. Point is, you got to be careful with the longs. Got to be careful. You got to pick your spots very, very carefully. Otherwise, it's a short. So, hope you guys had a good morning. Good morning on my end. Saw a number of you nailed some big trades. APT, the bot, the NQ bot, posting one of the bigger trades I've seen it do. Definitely in recent memory, which is awesome. And not much else to say. We got the coaching call after the close today. So if you're in the Traders Think Tank, it's a live call. 15 minutes after the close. Get your questions answered. Otherwise, I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. We'll be live tomorrow morning. I got to jump off here. I got to meet my CPA. So wish me luck, and we'll see you tomorrow. Take care, folks.